Matt Barnett, Matt Conard looking across the ring at each other, starting this thing off, circling each other.
I tell you.
Collar and elbow tie up. Matt Conard on the offense early pushes Matt Barnett into the corner.
That great upper body strength of the Dark Horse.
And Conard with that clean break.
Or I should say the Dark Horse's opponent. What am I? I'm picking up Jock's accent. I'm talking around him too long. And here's another collar elbow tie-up now.
Only you were, Jock. Matt Conard forcing Matt Barnett back to that corner again. And matching power against Matt Conard, that's not going to be the winning strategy this morning for Matt Barnett.
No, it is not. And I tell you what, Matt Conard being very methodical out there and trying to get to the ropes.
But Barnett with a great move there, going behind the big man with a rear waist lock. You see Conard trying to jog into the position, tries to fly out of it, but Matt Barnett, great amateur tactics, hold on, rides around, and floats right into a front face lock there.
Now, Conard, a little worse for wear, as Barnett gets the upper hand on him again, and they just go around Greco-Roman style.
And Matt Barnett is riding him like a bronco right now. And this, well, I was going to say that would be a great strategy for Matt Barnett, playing against Conard's strengths, going with amateur wrestling. But you see, he left an opening right there, and the Reaper right on top of him just pounds away. Matt Barnett lost what little offense he had mounted.
And the brute force of Matt Conard
just flies across the ring there, levels Barnett with that clothesline, and Barnett walks out of that corner on rubber legs, falls face first onto the mat.
Oh, and a little insult to injury.
Little insult to injury. How about a little wake-up call? Matt Barnett got real lucky last week. Conard, his arm was hurt because of the notorious tactics of the maestro of wrestling, that dishonest son of a gun. Came into that match hurt, and Barnett took advantage of that arm. But Conard, he's back in control things this week. He's healthy, and Barnett cannot contend with a healthy Matt Conard. He's too big, he's too strong, and he's much, much meaner than Matt. Now, I've always said, nice guys finish last. In this match, this morning, Matt Barnett is going to be living proof.
Matt Barnett. Matt Conard. I guess I didn't eat my weenies this morning, Steve.
He has great combination there, transitioning from a Dragon Sleeper into a combination modified backbreaker there by Matt Conard, who pushes Matt Barnett around the ring. And he's just toying with him right now. I mean, he's just having his way literally with Matt Barnett.
Yeah, I tell you, Matt Conard is just taking apart Matt Barnett. And right now, looks like Conard showing some levels of frustration here, as Barnett tries to shake the cobwebs out.
And you see Conard bringing Matt Barnett up to the vertical base, but Matt Barnett, lying in wait, Dark Horse answers with a series of fists and a nice running uppercut to the face of Matt Conard, who's been rocked against the ropes. Matt Barnett sends him off of him, meshes him, big back elbow to Matt Conard. Matt Conard down on the mat. Matt Barnett running back and forth between the ropes. And nice running senton splash by Matt Barnett. Conard barely with a kick out there. And Matt Barnett has really brought his A game this morning.
Oh, absolutely. Matt Barnett, a former junior heavyweight champion, would love nothing more than to get that title back around his waist.
A double underhook there by Barnett just kind of picked him up and slung Matt Conard from one part of the ring to the next.
Now Matt Conard attempting to fly high here in the Mountain State ring this morning as he goes up onto the ropes. Andrew Gibson starting the count as it would be, and
flies off with a big elbow.
Shades of the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, this morning nobody's thinking about the Macho Man. They're only thinking about that move by Matt Barnett. I don't know how he pulled it off. I don't like this guy. I don't like his smiling ways. But he can pull out a lot of fantastic things in that ring at a moment's notice.
And now look at this. Matt Barnett trying to make Matt Conard submit. Putting a, what was that maneuver be called, Steve?
It's a modified variation of the Cobra Clutch there. You see how his arm positioned around the front of Matt Conard there, holding his one hand to his chest, not quite locking fully behind it, but still placing a lot of pressure across the throat of Conard, and definitely trying to wear him down and choke him out while neutralizing one arm. But you see the opening left there, and that's a rookie mistake. The opening allowed Matt Conard to just easily sneak his elbow in there and just knock away on Matt Barnett.
5 minutes left in the match. 5 minutes remaining.
Now Matt Conard throwing Matt Barnett into that turnbuckle and making him eat a fistful of it.
And Conard firing him out, but Matt Barnett reverses, goes to the opposite corner, measures him, flies across the ring.
Oh, no!
And a big miss by Matt Barnett.
I tell you what, that could be a severe shoulder injury there.
Absolutely. Very easily could have dislocated the rotator cuff on that one.
And I tell you, oh, wait a minute. Conard sending him into that ring post again. Where's Andrew Gibson? You got to wonder why he's not disqualifying Matt Conard.
Because he's in the ring looking at Matt Conard. I mean, really. The Reaper is dominant and he's angry. And he is just destroying poor Matt Barnett this morning.
Well, now, psychic predictions aside, if you notice, Andrew Gibson said if Conard was to do that again, he would get disqualified. And wait a minute. And the referee, with the count up to 4.
It doesn't matter what the count's up to. At this point, Matt Barnett getting counted out in this would be a blessing to his health. Because the longer he stays in that ring, the more that the Reaper may take his life. I mean, he is literally destroying this kid this morning. Matt Barnett's just absorbing so much punishment to that arm.
Conard just dismantling that shoulder.
I don't like this kid, but I don't want to see him hurt like this, Jonathan Styles.
I tell you what.
The referee needs to think about calling this one off.
Oh, wait a minute, that should be it.
Matt Barnett, though, too foolish to give this one up.
Well, I think you're right. I think Andrew Gibson has to think about some point about stopping this match, if nothing more than for the health of Matt Barnett.
Did you see him kick him in the head right there? Right back to work on that arm, and you hear the screams of Matt Barnett.
The single arm bar applied. And I think it looks like he's trying to pluck the shoulder out of the socket there.
The Reaper trying to tear Matt Barnett's arm literally off. And that's going to be all.
You can't.
That ref needs to get in there and break this hold up right now.
The dark horse, Matt Barnett, cannot continue. Therefore,
insult to injury there. Matt Barnett already losing the match, maybe suffering an injury. Reaper just making sure he knows who put him there to begin with. This was no accident. This wasn't a contest. This was a direct attempt to end the career of Matt Barnett.
Well, this was revenge for last week and the embarrassment that Matt Conard suffered. But I think Matt Conard may have crossed the line and may have put Matt Barnett on the injured reserve shelf for the time being.
The Reaper slowly moving out of the ring, not breaking